Next year, then we're going to start to tackle the red light to Ganta and on to the Guinea border. Schools and clinics, I'm sure you'll have to see them. I can't name them all over the country. In terms of the big ticket items, the Sinji Technical College in Grand Cape Mount County has now been renovated, should open in September. Fendel campus is being finalized. That should open in September. The Telawoyan Hospital is operating right now. It's already been renovated, and the Tapeta Hospital is going to be ready for dedication during the coming 26. Neighborhood roads, we've tried to tackle those and see if we can put what they call the double chip seal on them to keep down the dust. So many of them are being done. Long way to go, but in all of these areas of infrastructure, we've come a long way. Sometimes we get frustrated with the slow processes that we have to undergo, because most times the funding is not coming from our own resources, coming from partners whose policies and practices and procedures we must respect. It takes longer than we want to, but you know, we're getting there. We've come a long way. I can say to you with all certainty, and it cannot be challenged, that what this government has done in 4 years, we haven't seen in the last 2 decades. Now, let's go to the Achilles heel. Corruption. Let me tell you a societal problem that we all have to deal with. Any of you constructing homes in Monrovia or have people constructing homes, you know how much of your raw material gets stolen from on site? Try people who go to do business and they get local partners. The local partners lead them on, and then afterwards take their money and don't do what they're supposed to do. Get local contractors, and government gives them contracts to do things. We want to promote Liberianization, take advances and don't do the work. Look into your homes, into your churches. I get letters from right here. When I want to appoint people from you in the diaspora, I get a letter telling me how this person, I should not appoint a person because the person stole all of the association money. But this is good, because it's been under the carpet for too long. What the General Auditing Commission is doing, what the Anti-Corruption Commission is doing, what the press is doing, what you are doing here is the right thing to do. Because you cannot solve a problem until you find that problem out. For me, the corruption is like a boil. That boil has been closed up for so long, we've now lanced it, and the pus is coming out. And the only way you can heal it, the only way you can heal that wound, is when you've taken all that contamination out of it. We still got problems. I will not tell you we don't have problems. Even in government, we do have problems. We do have corruption. Nobody can tell you differently. But this government is fighting it. It's a serious problem. It's deeper than I ever imagined. But at least we're getting to the bottom of it. So just let's all work together to be able to find a means to solve this problem, because it is indeed a major impediment for us being able to achieve our development goals. We should be further than we were, but we have a mindset. It's almost part of an ingrained culture, value system, comes from deprivation over 2 decades of no compensation, and you cannot attack it just in one way. It's got to be a multiple way to do it. One, compensation. You can't pay somebody $35 a month and tell them to go and be a custom officer and be able to do something and think that they're not going to do something. So we got to be able to do that. We've done some of it, we need to do more. That reduces their vulnerability. Systems. We've always operated with dysfunctional institutions with no systems. People still writing in ledger books when things should be computerized. We're just trying to computerize. Today we have a land problem. Why the land problem? Because people have falsified deeds all over the place. So those are the things that we have to deal with. The systems improvement. Then of course, justice, the judicial system, punishment. That's all part of it. And I tell you, that is one of the weakest links and one of the things that we're now trying to deal with. So let us all keep at it, keep hammering at it, because we have to solve this problem. I think we have done more to disclose it, to expose it. Now we can find a way to address it and to solve it. The TRC and the Independent Human Rights Commission, the two are related. We have a TRC report. We have said that we thank the Commission for their work. We think they did a great job identifying the root causes of our conflicts. They've made many recommendations. One set of the recommendations have been questioned when it comes to the infringement of people's rights without giving them the opportunity of due process. We want our lawyers to look at the constitutionality of that. In some cases where punishment has been have been proposed for people through a court, we want to make sure that the timing and sequencing are right so that we don't have to go back to conflict. So that is being looked at by a group of people. Other recommendations leading to reconciliation through the Palaver Hut and others. We already for the past 6 months have had some people from civil society meeting with a group from an international NGO from Geneva called Humanity for Dialogue. They've been working together, reading the report, coming up with a roadmap on how we can implement this. So sometimes people get a little bit anxious and say, we also have to have the money. If anybody looks in the new budget, they will see that there's money in there to be able to carry the TRC process forward. We will recommend those things. We will listen to some of the lawyers. We will discuss it with legislatures and with civil society, and we will find a way forward. The Independent Human Rights Commission was, we nominated those coming out of a process that took place during the interim government. We sent the names forward, nominated them for confirmation. They went for hearing. Some of them said some things in the committee room that the legislators didn't like. So the legislators came back to me and said, did you do a security check on these people? I said, no, because they were not appointed by me. They were nominated by me, but I was not part of the process to select them. It came out of a process in the interim government. So they decided, no, this time we want to make sure that whoever comes to us for confirmation, the necessary background security check has been done, so we don't get into the same problem. So they denied all of them. A new process is underway. We expect that process to be concluded within a month or so. New names will then be given to the legislature, and I hope that they will quickly be able to confirm them so the IHRC can start with this work and there's money in the budget to support their operations. Threshold bill. You know, this is just politics at its core. To set the threshold in keeping with the population shift would mean that some big counties would get more seats, some small counties would lose seats. That's what it amounts to. But you got many small counties, some would be left with one representative. And so they are fighting. They don't want redistricting, even in this country, causes problems.